No matter where she wrestles, she stands out. And standing out with her skill, ring gear, and technical merit makes her a standout in this profession. Starting young, she adapted quickly, and her resume is quite impressive. Hey, she's still young, but she's proved herself competing against some top names in the US and Japan and all over. Her quest to be the best can be enjoyable, difficult, rewarding, and frustrating. But that's the ride called professional wrestling. And where one door recently closed, there will be many other doors opened for her. Deonna Purrazzo is a woman of honor, a Stardom star, a hustler, nice t-shirt, a Jersey girl, NXT Superstar formerly, and a Virtuosa. So where do we start? Well, I'll say this. Thank you, Deonna Purrazzo. Are you into classical music?
I mean, not really. I love it for my entrance. I think it just ties into the Virtuosa theme so much, but I'm not listening to classical music in the car.
Okay, so what is Deonna Purrazzo listening to?
Country.
Wow, country music. All right, so give some names, Purrazzo. Give some names.
Oh, I love Blake Shelton. I love Miranda Lambert. I love Carrie Underwood, Kelly Clarkson, if you want to consider her country. I don't know. Luke Bryan, so on and so forth. There's tons of names, but Blake Shelton is probably by far my favorite.
And so that means you're a fan of The Voice.
I don't watch The Voice, no, but I love to watch the clips on like Facebook and YouTube when people get a good reaction, and then the singers cry, and then I cry.
So what do you think? Because I always go with the Virtuosa sort of theme, and you have your classical musical entrance, which is really cool. What do you think of Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance and his music?
Oh, I love it. I think it was in Brooklyn. I don't know if it was for SummerSlam or if it was still TakeOver or what it was, when he had the violinist play him to the ring, and I just thought it was the coolest thing I've ever seen live. And I think it's perfect. I think it fit for him when he debuted in NXT, and I just love it. I love it so much.
See, for the Virtuosa to give her stamp of approval, that says something right there. Hey, Deonna, also, when you look back growing up and all, were you into any of the arts? Were you into anything such as painting or even drawing or something along those lines?
Yeah, my parents say I used to be able to draw very well. It's not something that I can do very well anymore, but definitely something that I like to do. I love to be outside and drawing on the ground with chalk and doing all of that stuff. I mean, I was a cheerleader and a dancer and a gymnast, and that kind of all incorporates different kinds of art and dance and things like that. So I definitely think that there's inspiration from when I was younger, but not so much is it prevalent now.
When you were little, did you have to play the violin at all or anything like that in school?
I played the flute, actually.
Yes! All right, so can you still play the flute?
Oh, gosh. Probably not. Probably not well. I could try. And my parents probably still have it somewhere, but it wouldn't be good.
Deonna, bear with me a couple more, and then we'll get into the wrestling talk. Have you ever listened to the Boston Pops?
No.
All right, have you ever listened to Mozart or Beethoven?
Yes.
How well do they fit into the Virtuosa mantra?
I actually pitched for Beethoven. I don't remember which one it was, but for one of his symphonies to be my entrance music, because it's like public domain, so there's no copyright to it or anything. And that is what I actually pitched for my entrance music to be, but we couldn't get that done, so we had my own band, but I think it fits well.
Beethoven's Fifth is the most famous, and I'm not going to try to even, go to... I'm not even trying to hum it, forget it. But I know Beethoven's Fifth's really cool. That would have been really cool for you. It was really cool. For you, though, I know this is more about the technical merit and your skill, but tell us a little bit about the persona, creating that persona and what it's about.
Yeah, so Virtuosa, the definition is an individual with outstanding technical ability and one who has a cultivated appreciation for artistic excellence. So I think for me, obviously, like I have somewhat of a technical wrestling style, but I've drawn a lot of inspiration from that artistic side of the meaning Virtuosa. And that's why I have the elaborate ring gear and, all different materials and patterns and jewels and rhinestones. And I try to incorporate that artistic ability in my presentation and in my entrance music. And hopefully what my new entrance music will be, because that's being worked on. And just try to incorporate that. To try, because Virtuosa is a hard word. I think the biggest critique I've gotten since starting at NXT and even now, just kind of seeing response on social media saying, like, well, what is Virtuosa? Like, it's no surprise no one understands what Virtuosa means. But I think that if you see my presentation and you pair it with the word Virtuosa, it's a very elegant word, and I think the way I present myself tends to be very elegant as well.
Yeah, especially the ring gear, the whole look, just the whole attitude, how you even enter the ring. So important, just not only what you do in the ring, but just going to the ring and leaving the ring and those types of facets of the business. Did you have other ideas also? Or is this was your plan A, B, and C idea?
I think for me, like, and probably for any wrestler, like, the way you wrestle is the way you wrestle. This was the way I was trained, so there's no escaping kind of what my demeanor is when I wrestle. Otherwise, anything else, for me, I feel is going to come off very hokey and not believable. So, Virtuosa, I think, is who I am as a performer through and through. And I think that I was encouraged over the last 2 years to really embrace it more and really have mannerisms walking to the ring and carry myself as a Virtuosa would to make it more believable and more understandable to people who might not know the definition. And when I was asked to do other things and to be just like generic and take away the Virtuosa, for me it hit very hard, and it was very hard for me to accept, because it was like, this character doesn't have to be generic, and it's not the way I perceive it to be, and it is something that I've based my entire repertoire on and my entire resume on. So it wasn't something I was willing to let go very easy, because it's something that I've created and I believe in with my whole heart.
Deonna, did they want you to let go of it and do something else?
Nothing else was ever suggested, like, you should go be this. It was just like, we don't understand, do something else. Try just being a generic heel. And it was like, okay, but there's a million generic heels, and is being a generic heel going to get me on TV? No, because you want characters, and I'm giving you a character. So let me work on this character to make you understand. And, the flip side to that was, I want to be the Virtuosa, but Chelsea Green and I pitched VXT, which we had a meeting behind VXT, but for all intents and purposes, it was like two just mean girls, So what was presented without context was just two generic heels, and we tried that, and it got a stamp of approval, and then I didn't have a stamp of approval, so we did try that, and that's why we pitched that, but nothing ever was like, you should do this and see what happens.
When it was going to the end of that part of your journey, how difficult, how frustrating, and because I'm reading your bio, your history, and I'm seeing all this talent that you've worked against, and I'm seeing Toni Storm and Shayna Baszler, and the list just goes on and on. as an outsider looking in, and then after reading some of your tweets and just hearing some of the comments, very, very professional, by the way. Nothing very mean or anything like that either. Very well done toward the company and everyone else. But to me, it's almost like, wow, I could see if I was there how I could be frustrated when I know I can work with this talent and I'm seeing them all getting these opportunities that I'm not getting. Am I sort of on the right path there or no?
Absolutely. I think for me, I think I might have shot myself in the foot from the gut with a little bit of expectation, because I felt like I had done so much extra work for WWE and NXT before getting there that I think I was in a unique position, and I don't think very many people, if anyone, has been in the position that I was when I got signed. And I thought that part of my journey and being enhancement talent and being in squash matches and being asked to, just put people over, like, all of the time was over with, because I took their advice, I took the critique, I took the no, not yet, for 4 or 5 years, and I traveled the world. And I made myself a superstar, or so I felt. And I felt like when I'm getting this opportunity to be a part of NXT and to be contracted to NXT, like, that hardship was over with. I was going to present them as a character. I was going to just kind of, like, hurdle all of the things that would seem like the norm for people that get signed now. In terms of, like, before you're on TV, you're used as enhancement, and then you kind of figure it out. And unfortunately, it didn't work out that way for me, and I think that was the stem of my frustration. Was like, I've spent 4 years being on TV more without a job here than I have been used on TV with a job here. So something needs to be done, otherwise I can't continue to work here. And that was the stem of the frustration, but then it also was too, like, I don't think whether I'll have a fully developed character or not, I don't think my work rate can be denied. And if you put me in a ring with Shayna Baszler, or with Toni Storm, or with Rhea Ripley, or with Io Shirai, like, I am going to stand toe-to-toe with those people. And my wrestling ability, I will not accept that I'm not a good wrestler, because I know that I can go in the ring with any of the top women in NXT while I was there, if I'm given the opportunity to shine. And instead, they chose to harp on, we don't understand your character, we don't understand this, or this person said this about you, and this is your reputation, so you can't have opportunities. Like, there was a lot of backstage stuff that just, like, was being reflected in the opportunities that I was getting, and I just very much felt like whatever hole was dug for me and whatever decisions were made about me, whether, it was character-based or personally-based, it wasn't something I could dig myself out of, and I didn't have the wherewithal to do it anymore.
Well, in essence, you are able to obviously continue this journey, and there are going to be many doors open for you, and you are 25, 26 years old, so, I mean, there's still so much wrestling life shelf left. I'm curious, I know it's so soon after, but do you take any positives away from your experience with NXT?
Absolutely. I feel like the headlines lately have been just me, like, Deonna Purrazzo hates NXT, and I don't. I don't hate NXT. I don't hate the people I worked with. I hold no grudges, because I feel like I learned a lot about myself from this experience, and I had to do this experience to say that I did it and never think, what if? And there's so many positives in terms of, like, character development and figuring out a character for the Virtuosa and figuring out the presentation of the Virtuosa. And there's so many different ways that I've figured out I can
And really, that is strongly matters in any type of profession, but especially in sports entertainment professional wrestling. Deonna, are you able to keep then the Virtuosa name?
Yes, it's mine.
That is amazing in itself, because I know, well, MVP, he was able to keep his own. Not many are able to do that, but that was something you were able to do. Just how are you able to do that? It's just one of those things where, look, this is mine and I want to keep it. Have you trademarked or copyrighted it at all?
So I'm looking into the trademark for it, in that whole process, but they just never trademarked it. And honestly, if they would have asked, I would have let them do it, but that is not something they ever presented to me. So, it's just like a word, and anyone's free to use it. But I'm looking into figuring out the trademark process for that myself.
Well, with opportunity, there are so many places out there these days. And the first thing I saw, one of the videos I saw was a match of several years ago with you and Tessa Blanchard. I don't remember now, I don't recall where it was, but you two battled it out. And seeing that Tessa is now the Impact Wrestling champion, overall champion, and seeing that type of opportunity, what do you think of that? What do you think of being able to not only headline a women's division, but just headline a whole wrestling company?
I think that Impact has a very open mind to their entire women's division, and I think that's something that Impact and TNA has done throughout its entirety. Is really promote women and women's wrestling, and that is something, if you think back to years and years ago, that the women were getting the ratings for them, and the beautiful people and Awesome Kong and just Gail Kim and Karen Terrell, these women really pushed the boundaries at Impact in TNA. So I think that they've always had an open mind, and it's really cool to see the women get more and more opportunities to not just be women's wrestling, but be professional wrestling. And I know for me personally, now that I'm back and I'm ready to explore this new world that's out there, because I haven't been a part of it in 2 years. I'm really excited to see the new women that have emerged on the independent scene. I'm really excited to work with so many new people that I've never been in the ring with before, and kind of see what opportunities there are for me. And I'm just looking to catch the ball and run with it right now.
I think that with so many opportunities out there, it's so different, even from when you were starting. How different, how has this business changed, especially for women? It seems like we see now more and more women getting involved in not only pro wrestling, MMA, other types of combat sports, and not only get involved, Deonna, but talented wrestlers.
Yeah. I think that when I started wrestling, we were just on the cusp of what we see today. And with the women's evolution, or revolution, whatever you want to call it, and that being in WWE, but it also filtered to having that Women of Honor tournament in Ring of Honor. And, having the woman as the Impact champion now, all of these things stem from when I first started wrestling and the rumblings of women being no, give us a chance. And it's really, really cool to be a part of this whole wave of it. And now what's going to happen in the future? Because I think the sky's the limit for all of the women that are so talented and coming in and just kind of getting their feet wet in wrestling, and what they can add to the mix that we already have.
Deonna, you've been around this business for a while, even at your age, and are there some out there, whether it was in NXT or other places, I know you haven't got to see a lot, that you look at and are like, oh wow, this is someone that I want to work, or wow, this one's really improving a lot? I know Karen Q got injured, but she's someone that's in NXT and has really had an interesting background and trained well as well.
Yeah, there's a ton of women, whether it's an AEW or an Impact or just indie workers that I haven't ever got to work with. So, just off the top of my head, Bea Priestley is one, Taya Valkyrie is another, Sheeta is a third. There's girls on the right now. So I've never worked with Miranda, and I've never worked with, I don't know, I tweeted this the other day, and there were so many. Hyann, who's another one down in Texas, like, there's so many girls that really have stepped up to the plate as more and more of these, like, girls that have been around for a little while get signed. So now that I'm, like, back and I can wrestle in a few weeks, those are the girls that I'm most looking at of, like, get me a match with them, and let's see what we can do.
What has Chelsea Green meant to you?
Oh, Chelsea is my best friend. Like, best friend, will be my friend for life. And to have her on this NXT journey with me, and kind of go through some of the same things that I've been through and I've talked about, and to just have someone who isn't a wrestling friend. Chelsea's my real life best friend and has been for a very long time. So to have her do NXT with me and now just going to do life with me, like, I love her and I want the absolute world for her, and I'm so excited now that she's got, like, a position in NXT. They have something for her. She's in this story and it's taking off. Like, I cannot wait for the world to see what Chelsea's going to do.
And you got her a nice wedding birthday gift as well. So tell us about your YouTube and what you've been doing there and how you've been amping that up.
Yeah, so Chelsea and I did the unboxing of her birthday present, which was a 9-month subscription to the Bride Box. And I think YouTube is kind of like, just from talking to some people, like, in the entertainment realm, like, no one is looking, I guess, at Instagram or Twitter, like, they're going to YouTube. And I don't know if that is because YouTube is more of, like, a wider genre, that you can see a lot more of people in different settings and whatever it is. But I really just wanted, over this quarantine, to, like, be able to produce some content that is personal and, like, people get to know Deonna Purrazzo as, like, a human being, not just the wrestler. And I thought YouTube was the best place to do that, to get more eyes on me that aren't just wrestling fans. And so I'm just I'm, like, racking my brain for ideas. So we did the unboxing of Chelsea's birthday present. I just, last night, uploaded an unboxing of my ring jacket. We've got some books reviews coming up, some workout stuff that I'm working on, and I really just want to have another outlet to let fans interact with me, but me as a human being, not just in the wrestling part of my life.
A classical moment with the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo. And you can get yourself fixated with classical music. You could become a fan of classical music, and that could be a regular bit on the YouTube.
That would be perfect.
It's either that or Italian cooking Jersey style.
Yes, because I've gotten a lot of requests of, like, we want to see Deonna eat Italian food throughout New Jersey. I want to eat Italian food throughout New Jersey. I'm planning to be able to fly home and see my family, and then I will take you guys on a tour of my favorite restaurants.
I'm not going to segue too far away, but do you have a nice Italian place you can go to in Central Florida?
So there's one that I haven't been to that I'm really excited once we can, like, go into restaurants and things get back to normal. It's called Enzo's on the Lake, and it's in Longwood, so it's about 15 or 20 minutes from my house, and it's, like, apparently, like, a really nice Italian restaurant on a lake. So I'm really excited to try that. And otherwise, I'm pretty picky with Italian food just because I grew up with it, and I don't want to get something I don't like. I'm trying to think. There's a good place, I forget the name of it, in Disney Springs, though, that I went with some family over Christmas break.
Well, are you a cook?
I'm learning during my downtime.
That might be a fun, good segment to do there.
Yeah, I had
Deonna Purrazzo learning to cook Italian. Viva Italia!
I ask my mom all the time for recipes, like, well, I want to make this, how do I make that? And it's funny because, family recipes are just kind of like, my grandma wrote on, like, a little note card of, like, a handful of this or a pinch of that. And my mom's like, I don't know what the measurements are, but it's kind of
All right, Purrazzo, what's your go-to Italian food then?
Oh, my go-to is pasta and meatballs, raviolis.
Oh, cheese or meat?
Oh, I absolutely love provolone, and meatballs. My mom's homemade meatballs.
Well, Deonna, I meant with your raviolis. Would you rather the cheese or the meat ravioli?
Oh, I thought you were asking a specific cheese. No, cheese ravioli.
Oh, that's the best. Yeah. I mean, Celentano I get, but I mean, nothing like going to, like, we have a place, Mimi's, that just makes homemade in South Florida, and they've been around a while, and it's really, Mimi's raviolis are really good. But okay, so I got to talk a little bit about the books, and just a few more segments here, and I appreciate so much your time, because there's so many different things. You are multi-talented, Deonna Purrazzo. This is so fun. All right, so I listened to the book review, and wow, your dad got you the book. It's so cool. So here's that. Now, I know there are books too, but I know there were famous movies. Have you seen the movie Donnie Brasco?
Yes, I have.
All right. Did you read the book or just seen the movie?
No, I've just seen the movie. I haven't read the book, but it is on my list.
Oh my gosh. How about, and this is more recent, Kill the Irishman?
No.
Oh, wow. That just came out. De Niro, scores.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, okay, right, yeah, because this one just came out. That was like an Academy Award nominated movie too, so yeah, that was really cool.
I didn't finish it because I felt like it was really very long and very drawn out, so I'd rather just read the book.
Well, that's almost like even though it's Scorsese, it's like Spielberg, because those things can go on for hours. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right, how about Gotti with John Travolta?
Oh, absolutely. I loved it. I know it didn't get good reviews, but I liked it.
Now, there are two. See, I'm very old, Deonna, so my way goes way back. So I'm going to give you two books, real life that were made into actual movies, and they were pretty much right on. I mean, at least the reviews I've read and the things I've read about them and all. So one is a classic, Serpico.
No.
Oh gosh, Al Pacino. Do you like Pacino and Donnie Brasco? I mean, Serpico, he was the lead character there. Incredible. He's undercover cop. How he had to go against the whole system because the police force was corrupt and just crazy. The other one is a little bit more of a comedy called it was real though. Comedy drama, a dramedy, comedy, whatever. Super Cops. Batman and Robin. Super Cops. This is going back in the 70s now. But it's also a book. Those are two, Serpico and Super Cops. And again, both of them are police going against the system, going against their own system because of the corruption that was going on and what they had to do to try to combat it and all. So there might be two good ones to check out as well. So now I'm going to turn attention and say, is there anything that you're reading right now like that you can give us a little heads up on?
I'm actually not reading anything that is like organized crime right now or anything to do with like mafia. I'm reading, it's called Lone Survivor, and I believe it's by Marcus Luttrell, and it's a real life account, and it's a movie too of a Navy SEALs mission. And I read American Sniper over the summer, and this book is in that same realm. So that's what I'm reading right now, and I really, really like it.
All right, now the other area here which I thought is very cool. I'm going to read something to you. I hope I have it right. Breaking free or not is usually determined by whether you want to get somewhere slowly or nowhere fast. You are into inspirational, motivational commentary?
Yes, and I think I post a lot of those like pictures of me wrestling because I really think it aids to the Virtuosa character. And a lot of the times it is in relation to like what's going on in my life or how I feel about events that are happening. And I tweeted that because I feel like I've broken free. And I feel like with, the whole releases and everything that's gone on in the last weeks of my life, like this is a chance to reinvent myself and improve myself. And it's something that I'm really looking forward to being able to see out once the world gets back to normal and show the world exactly who Deonna Purrazzo is again. So breaking out is something that I believe I'll be doing soon.